from there.
That was like a love letter to San Francisco.
It was, man. We felt it.
Can you say
Yeah, it's Mike Melendi with Rolling Out. So first of all, gentlemen, thank you so much for making this film. Really feel like it's gonna resonate for years to come. John Legend, somebody obviously who's been around, he had a chance to sit down and talk to Bryan Stevenson and describe the interaction with him as almost spiritual and a complete learning experience. Just curious, is there anything that you feel like you'll take with you forever, having worked with Bryan and talked to him a little bit, picked his brain?
Yeah, Bryan, in a time when we overuse the word hero, and nobody really seems to embody that anymore, unless they're 14 feet high on a screen with a cape and superpowers. We have in Bryan Stevenson an actual hero who's affecting permanent change in our justice system. And he does it with no self-importance. He does it with no self-righteousness. He does it with no histrionic piety. He just is preternaturally and he is preternaturally one of the most decent people you'll ever meet. And he lives his life that way. It's not just a feeling and an ethic that animates him into being. It's an ethic that animates his every action.
For sure.
And he's changed our country.
Oh yeah. It's like hanging out with Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington, man. You know what I mean? For real. Like, the brother's really selflessly putting his life on the line for other people. You know what I mean? He's tirelessly working towards some justice for other people, not even for himself. And he's written a phenomenal book, Just Mercy, that actually has a whole lot of other characters in there that the movie doesn't introduce, but I think we all use that book to inform our characters at the same time, so you essentially are seeing those people.
For sure.
And to know that all of this right now, from this moment, even us sitting right here talking to Rolling Out, started with Bryan Stevenson. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think if anything, that inspires me to say, what more can I do? Even though when you think you're doing a lot, I look at somebody like Bryan Stevenson and I'm like, there's so much more I can still do.
For sure. Well, speaking of what you guys are doing, because I think you're doing great work, getting into your characters and your roles, both of you, I mean, just had transformative, characters and roles, obviously, in this movie. What do you feel like you had to tap into in order to really, I would say, become the person who we saw on screen? Because, I mean, it was seriously award-winning kind of work we were watching from the both of you guys.
Sympathy. I think you want to be sympathetic. The more seemingly flawed a character is, and the more seemingly extreme, the closer you've got to bring that character to yourself. And that really does come through empathy. Because when you play a character, you're advocating for them. That's your job. And you've got to find the source for that inside of yourself. And what I love about acting is that in exploring that sort of humanity, even in the most tragically flawed characters, you come out the other end of that experience a little more humane yourself.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, I feel like this movie did just that when it came to just giving humanity to people who often are looked at as animals. And I think, you did a phenomenal job.
That was one of my main attractions to the script. Even though you got these 3 black men in jail, I seen more humanity displayed in the character development of these 3 black men than in a film where they're actually walking around free. You see what I'm saying? So that was one of the main attractions to me to this film, and that's Andrew Lanham, his great writing, putting it down on page for us to see it and be able to digest it and understand it in a way that we can tap into it with our own vulnerabilities and our own non-prejudices, because you can't be prejudiced when you come in and take these mindsets on. You really gotta digest it as if it's your own, you know what I mean, and commit to it 100%.
For sure.
So I think that was one of my main attractions to the script, is the humanity that we got to display, even though these brothers are on death row. You still see so much more humanity than you see in these family shows on TV or these movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
dude.
yeah.
Definitely. Well, we thank you again for your work. I think this movie is going to galvanize, audiences around the world. So